Welcome to the therapy circus. Step right up, folks, the show's about to start. Keebler Danger's here to play the heart's part. Drama and wisdom, it's a crazy ride where real talk meets the wild side. Got conflicts and stories, emotions on display. We'll tackle the issues of fun and affray. It's a therapy circus and we're in for a treat. With Keebler Danger, it's never the same. To the therapy circus, where the drama unfolds. With Keebler Danger leading, watch the truth be told. From wild revelations to heartfelt advice, it's a whirlwind of emotion, and it's coming to life. Welcome to the therapy circus, where the drama unfolds. With Keebler Danger leading, watch the truth be told. From wild revelations to heartfelt advice, it's a whirlwind of emotion, and it's coming to life. Grab your popcorn, get ready for the show. We'll dive deep into the highs and the lows. No issue too big, no story too small. Keebler's here to handle them all. We'll laugh, we'll cry, and we'll set things right with bold revelations and a spotlight so bright. It's a circus of therapy, come one, come all. Keebler Danger's ready to take the ball. To the therapy circus, where the drama unfolds. With Keebler Danger leading, watch the truth be told. From wild revelations to heartfelt advice, it's a whirlwind of emotion, and it's coming to life. Welcome to the therapy circus, where the drama unfolds. With Keebler Danger leading, watch the truth be told. To the therapy circus, where the drama unfolds. With Keebler Danger leading, watch the truth be told. From wild revelations to heartfelt advice, it's a whirlwind of emotion, and it's coming to life. Welcome to the therapy circus, where the drama unfolds. With Keebler Danger leading, watch the truth be told. From wild revelations to heartfelt advice, it's a whirlwind of emotion, and it's coming to life. Welcome to the therapy circus, where the drama unfolds. Keebler Danger leading, watch the truth be told. Welcome to the therapy circus, where the drama unfolds. With Keebler Danger leading, watch the truth be told. From wild revelations to heartfelt advice, it's a whirlwind of emotion, and it's coming to life. Where the drama unfolds. Welcome to the therapy circus. Welcome to the therapy circus. One man get one minded, thought he was strong, but the women he abused have been silent too long. He's one-legged, one-minded, stuck in his ways, fountain hate, blame, power, games. He thought he ruled with an iron fist, but the women he hurt have a list. They're standing tall, ready to speak. No more fear, they're done being weak. The macho pig's about to fall, as the truth echoes through the hall. One-legged, one-minded, thought he was strong, but the women he abused have been silent too long. It's time for revenge, time to set things right. The macho pig's facing his darkest night. One-legged, one-minded, thought he was strong, but the women he abused have been silent too long. He laughed and tear, called them names, but now it's his turn to feel the shame. He's on the stage, the spotlight's bright, facing the fury that's ready to ignite. They've got their stories, they've got their truth, and they're ready to tear down this brute. No more hiding, no more lies, the time has come for his demise. One-legged, one-minded, thought he was strong, but the women he abused have been silent too long. It's time for revenge, time to set things right. The macho pig's facing his darkest night. One-legged, one-minded, thought he was strong, but the women he abused have been silent too long. He's stumbles, he crumbles, can't take the heat as the women rise up, refusing defeat. Their voices are loud, their power is real, and the macho pig's fate is sealed. The crowd's on their feet, cheering them on, as the macho pig realizes he's done. No more excuses, no more games. He's lost his power, lost his claim. So here's to the women who took a stand, who showed the world they're in command. The macho pig's reign is over, it's clear, and justice has finally appeared. One-legged, one-minded, thought he was strong, but the women he abused have been silent too long. It's time for revenge, time to set things right. The macho pig's facing his darkest night. So take a vow, the fight is won, the reign of the macho pig is done. With voices raised and truth on their side, the women stand tall, filled with pride. Take a bow, the fight is won, the reign of the macho pig is done. With voices raised and truth on their side, the women stand tall, filled with pride.
Sitting here enjoying the song. Welcome to the therapy circus, everyone. I see there's a few people watching. Don't be afraid to talk. I'm just saying. Or hit the link. Whoever is lurking. I see Snark and Sass is here. Welcome in. Thank you. And of course, my buddy Joe. Which Joe is not one of these. I will say. He is not one of these types. But I'm sure many people out there have come across it. And I have an issue with it. Why is it acceptable for women to walk down the street and be whistled at constantly? Hey, Huckleberry. Why is it acceptable for men to sit and just over and over her sexualize and think it's funny? Once in a while, yeah, it is. It can be funny, but when it's constant, over and over and over, when is it going to be enough? Instead of, yeah, you hit the X and you leave, but does that stop? Do you voice it, or does it continue? So we're going to talk about some of those issues. And I hope there's people that will hit that link and come up and talk about it, because I can't be the only one that sees it. Like everybody thinks it's about Ricky. Everybody allows it. It's fun. It's his way. Really? I know it upsets people. Hey, Mountain Girl. Hey, Steve. Mid-size Sasquatch. I know Steve's another one that's not that way. He doesn't keep going on and on. He may make one or two jokes, but he don't keep going on and on. Pretty much everybody. Steve, you can't tell me you don't see, or you're walking down the street with your wife, and you ain't tell me you got men looking at your wife or your girlfriend. It's still there. And there, you go up on panels or you go into chats, and it's all filled with men. They're sexualizing women. It's like the women's going along with it, but I'm like, how far? When's enough's enough? When is enough enough? It doesn't make any sense to me. The masculinity, the abuse. Ricky's the worst. I'm sorry, Rick, but you are. You don't know when to stop. You honest to God do not know when to stop. This and the racist shit that, nobody, I don't care what color you are, black, white, brown, pink, purple, polka dot, I don't give a rat's ass what color you are. No one should be saying that word because that word means trash. It doesn't mean just straight up against black people. It means trash. And when you say that word, it makes you trash. And to say it over and over and over again, it makes you trash. You know, yeah, like I said, I made the thing, made it look like it's about Ricky, but it's honestly not. But I'm going to stop right there a minute and see if anybody comes up, because today is kind of a special day, and that's why I was late, because I was putting together something for that. So let's take a moment of silence real quick and remember the ones who we lost back on this day in 2011. So before we get into too much more, let's remember them.
On a clear September morning, the sky was blue, but in a heartbeat, the world we knew changed forever in a blaze of fear. As towers fell and the pain was near, we watched in shock, we cried in pain, as the heroes rose through fire and rain. The loss was great, but our hearts stood tall in memory of those who gave it all. We remember, we stand, we will never forget the lives lost in a moment we all regret. Through the ashes, through the flames, we rise again, in honor of the fallen, in memory of the pain. United we stood, and united we'll stay. We remember September every single day. First responders who ran towards the flame, the courage and bravery will never wane. Through dust and rubble they carried on, the light of hope in a world gone wrong. Strangers became family in the darkest hour. We found our strength in love's true power. Though the scars remain, we push through the storm. Together we heal, together we're reborn. We remember, we stand, we will never forget the lives lost in a moment we all regret. Through the ashes, through the flames, we rise again, in honor of the fallen, in memory of the pain. United we stood, and united we'll stay. We remember September every single day. And in the silence, the fall of the Christ, we lifted our heads to the endless skies. For every tear that fell that day, we hold on to hope in a brighter way. The world may change, but we stay true to the heroes and victims, we owe it to you. We remember, we stand, we will never forget the lives lost in a moment we all regret. Through the ashes, through the flames, we rise again, in honor of the fallen, in memory of the pain. United we stood, and united we'll stay. We remember September every single day. Here's to the memories, the love and the light, to the strength we found in the darkest night. September 11, we hold you dear, in our hearts you'll always be near. We remember, we stand, we will never forget the lives lost in a moment we all regret. Through the ashes, through the flames, we rise again, in honor of the fallen, in memory of the pain. United we stood, and united we'll stay. We remember September every single day. So here's to the the light, to the strength we found in the darkest night. September 11, we hold you dear. In our hearts you'll always be near.
Alright. I had to do something for the day, so I forgot last night. But I just wanted to put that out in case people did forget, so like I did. But back to the topic at hand. Ricky, love you to death, bud, but ease up. You don't have to be like that. People like you for who you are when they get to know you. Honestly, the all the sexualizing and everything, it gets old. It gets tiresome. People get tired of always being sexualized, you know. And I wish some of them would come up. They said they would be here. But again, I guess everybody's too scared to actually talk about their shit. Nobody actually wants to talk about how they feel, how things make them feel. But you got to talk about things. Because if you don't talk about it, it gets worse. And then you end up and you have the blow ups on panels. You have the blow ups in chats. Or you have the blow up over the phone. If you don't talk about it, it gets worse, especially if you're actually around the person 24/7. Like I said, Ricky, you can be an awesome guy. It's like the other day. You're going to deny it. But y'all know he actually called me to warn me about the storm coming in. Bet you didn't know that, did you? Because he ain't going to admit to it. And he'll be in here probably cussing me out over it and denying it and everything. Thank you, Keith. If y'all want a good channel, that Keith's a good channel to subscribe to. He doesn't really promote his own channel, but he helps lots of other channels get up in on the YouTube streets. He could use a little help himself. So, but I appreciate that. I try to make it's drama to a fun point, but we also have I have a topic. I have things to say, you know. I have an outline to the show. It's but it's just sickening. I go to so many channels and they have open panels and all the men jump up all at once. There'll be 4 or 5 men sitting on a panel and all the women will be in the chat and they just start sexualizing and making jokes and harassing, and it just goes on and on and on. And I'm like, why isn't anybody saying anything? It's funny once in a while, but it's not funny the whole 2 hours. Really, do you men really? Well, actually, let me take that back. Y'all would love for a panel of 5, 6, 7 women to sit up there and talk about you because Ricky was excited. He thought he had all these women going to be coming up on the panel talking about him. And he was excited over it. But see, women don't like that. They just like to do their thing, take care of their families, have a little fun. They don't want to constantly be sexualized. And I'm sorry if I'm speaking out of turn, but I'm going to call y'all just like I called AC. Y'all are cowards. You really are. I know damn well it affects you. I know damn well it bothers you when a man is sitting there constantly sexualizing you or your family. You can't say it doesn't. honestly, I wouldn't expect you to see it, Steve. I really wouldn't. You know, to see a group of men constantly sexualizing women. I wouldn't really. I understand why you wouldn't see it, but it's there. And I actually said something over there at Buddy's last week to the women, or 2 weeks ago when I put the show together, that they could come. Why didn't they say anything? How long are they going to keep allowing them to be sexualized before they say something? That's why shit blows up, especially if they have each other's phone numbers. It's fun once in a while. You know, go kind of easy. I let people say what they want up in here, so I let people say what they want as long as they're not doxing or violating terms of service. They're good to go, Keith. I have a kind of easy free speech kind of platform, so the only ones who try it up ain't allowed in here to say anything, not even a hi, are the pedos and the pedo supporters. Empower mods take care of them, so they know who to handle, who they are. Well, like I said, Steve, I popped in it's probably like a week and a half now over at Buddy's, and there was about 5 or 6 guys up there, and they were sexualizing women, all the women in the chat, making jokes and everything. And it went on for, I don't know how long. I stayed for about maybe 10, 15 minutes. I just couldn't take anymore. I left. And I really, honestly, I haven't been back. Because every time I pop into that channel, they're up there making jokes about wanting to have sex with somebody or talking sexually about a woman, and it's disgusting. You know, it's almost just like Ricky. Not as bad, but you know, it's bad. And there's others that do it too. Hell, the shit show does it. They don't think they do, but they do it. Because there's no hardly any women up on that panel. It's all men. It's like sitting in a man cave. If someone could put a camera in a man cave where they sit and drink and cut up, that's basically what some of these panels are like. And you never see the women in those, but you see them on YouTube. You know, if it was straight up an all men's channel, I say have at it. But when you have a mix, you can't always be sexualizing women. You can't always be talking like you're talking at a construction site or a man cave, or you know, you gotta think about your audience. So, you know, it's just sickening. I'm not saying every man does it, and I know every man does it. Not really. Really, honestly, they don't, because if they try to, he normally, if they're on his channel, he blocks them, and then keeps going. You know, like I said, he's actually a decent guy in real life. I wish he would be that person, not the person he wants to on the internet. Because on the internet, he's an ass. He's truly a friggin' ass. And I'm not going to be afraid to say it. And I'll say it over and over again. You're a fucking ass on YouTube, Ricky. You know, and you're not. Because if you were, you wouldn't have friggin' called me 3 days ago to warn me about the weather in the Gulf. An ass doesn't do that. It's bullshit. I get it. Being nice doesn't get you the views. It doesn't get you the entertainment. But is that really what life's about? Or just having fun with the people you enjoy being around, talking with them, learning stuff new? Like I said, I wish people would come up, but I guess they're too afraid to talk about their feelings because they don't want to be harassed later. Because I know people are watching. I see lurkers. Only got 2 or 3 watching, talking. So I know they're out there. It don't have to be about anybody really on YouTube. Just talk about your experiences on YouTube, Huckleberry. On you honestly, you talk to him on the phone a lot, but you've never actually met him yet. You never spent personal time with him. So in a way, you still don't friggin' know him. He still puts a persona out over the phone. You don't get to know who he is until you actually meet him. Like I said, he's not that way in real life. And I don't give a fuck if he gets pissed or not. That's probably a good thing, Keith. But just to let you know, I am working on main play quest coming back, and mini play quest is on Tuesday nights. So it's AI run on Tuesday nights. But as far as main play quest, it's gonna probably be another month and a half. So I put an update out last night about it. I'm working with the producers and everything. So, but oh yeah, when he does this shit online, I want to say fuck him too, because he goes too far. It's way too. That's what I'm getting at. He doesn't know when to stop. The sexualizing, the jokes and stuff, it goes too far. And there's a time for it, and there's not a time for it. And if you just keep on and on and on and on, women get tired of it. And then all you're going to see in your chat are the low life piece of shit men. And not even the good men like Steve's going to come around or Keith, you know. They're not even going to come around because that's all you do is degrade people and make fun of them, sexualizing, because you think that's how your masculine is based on. I guess I don't friggin' know. Like I said, was hoping people come up with their explanations, because I like to really know why men feel they have to keep doing that. But yeah, yeah, but you really don't want them to take you to the cleaners 2, 3 years later. You want someone that's going to be there forever. Well, I know. When, like I said, I mainly made it look like that just because I was looking for the views off of it. Why can't I? Everybody else does it. Like I said, but I do have a show outline and I'm trying to stick to it. That's why I was hoping more people come up to tell their side of the stories. Not just on Ricky, but anything. It don't have. I want any stories. I know people have stories, like I said, of going to the beach and stuff. You know, because I know majority of women out there, you cannot go to the beach and wear a swimsuit without a man heckling you. You just can't. At least once in your life, or walk down the street because you just had an interview or something. You know, Nightbot over here tells jokes about women, and sometimes I want to time her butt out. They don't, and you don't really see a lot of real men in a lot of those channels either. Mid-size, you know, you realize that? Maybe. I think it may be the other way around. Their daddies were too rough on them and told them they couldn't do this, this, or this. They had to be this way. And I know society had a part of it with pretty much that's what they expected of men. You know, men's got to be the strong one. They got to take care of the household and su- provide, and it's their job for this, this, and this. And I know that's a big part of it. Why it's continuing. But it's not hard to know when enough's enough. Like I said, a couple of jokes, normally it's all right, but when it's just over and over and over, it just gets monotonous. You know, like I said, women tend to disappear. You'll start losing them if that's all you're doing. Well, yeah, that would deter anyone from whistling or heckling. I'm sure he doesn't act like that either, does he, Huck? Does he act like that? Maybe around the men in private. So that's acceptable. I can see that. But on a panel that's open, you don't want to act that way on an open panel. Well, yeah, I guess if you're going to a nude beach, you're expecting it. But I've never gone to a nude beach and I never will. It's just not what I'm about. So I'm just talking about a regular freaking beach, not a nude beach. But yeah, that too. You know, gotta act all high and mighty in front of each other. I'm better than you. Pretty much a pissing contest. You think it's more the daddy wasn't there? I think it was the other way. But it could be both. And like I said, it's combination and society with the society rules. Because the mom's more likely to teach the son to be more understanding. At least I was with mine. Southern, well, yeah, well, she might also get instilled more of the Southern traditions, though, too, which kind of leads you just were lucky and didn't go to that side of it. But Southerners are really, really bad about it. I'm just saying. The Southern men are really stuck in the men are superior and women are pretty much, if they're got two legs and walking, they're open season. No! I'm already halfway. No. I haven't had that in a long time. I don't think I've ever really had somebody open a door for me, other than my dad. Other than my daddy. So, see? And that's the old mentality thinking, and that's a lot of, I guess the men still think that way. My dad actually raised me to not be dependent on anybody. So, that's probably why I'm still really alone and married to someone that's passed away. So, because I really don't want anybody else, you know. He raised me to be independent. So I guess that's why I think the way I do. That I see stuff like that, I'm like, I want to just slap the shit out of people sometimes. I wish the internet was the way I could reach through and just slap you upside the head. Because some of the things people do and say. I don't hardly see it at all. I guess Texans are getting out of that. Getting too many Californians down here. Maybe a good thing, Keith. Might be a good thing. That's why I watch y'all's channels as closely as I do, because I know y'all don't really understand the whole aspects. Like Huckleberry, she understands what I'm pretty much talking about. She's been out here or on these streets. All right, thanks for stopping in, Huckleberry. So, yeah. I know mid-size probably has some stories. Yeah, and I'm sure mid-sized Sasquatch has some stories that they could tell. You can tell the stories in the chat. I like to know how some of the stories affected people, especially when they didn't speak up. Because a lot of women don't speak up; they just accept it, and I want to know why. I like to know why women don't step up and say what to quit, to stop it. Why do they just accept men sexualizing them over and over and over? That is, yes, we do have that. You definitely don't mess with the women in Texas. So even the older ladies, they'll slap you silly before a man will. But like I said, they still have that. The women sit in the living room or on the porch, and the men go into the man cave, and they only see each other when they ready to go to bed. Because I know back in when I was a teenager, my neighbors was like that. Friends would come over, and the ladies would be in the living room or wherever talking and drinking whatever they're doing, and the men will be out in the shed messing around, cutting up, telling jokes. So That's one thing. They're not online. It was their private home, but it's now been that privacy has carried over to the internet. No, they didn't really. You know, if someone pissed you off back then, yeah, you said something. Even the ladies, there was fights among the couples. They said something, you know. So, but nowadays it's like it's just accepted. Oh, it's the internet. It don't affect me. Bullshit. I know damn well it affects people because I see it every day. If it doesn't affect you, then you wouldn't go live 3 days later bitching about it. You know, so why can't you say something right then instead of waiting 2, 3 days and letting it fester? You know, I don't get it. Why? I like to know why women don't stand up more for themselves today. They just allow men to sexualize them on the internet. Not really. You know, the younger crowd really don't stand up. I don't know. I kind of stay away from people now, so I can't really tolerate being around people too much. So I've been kind of a lone wolf for the last, I don't know, long time. I just can't handle being around people anymore. They just drive me insane. It's easier to deal with them on the internet. I can cuss you out right then and there, or I can say, "You're gone." Yeah, I know. Yeah, they would too, especially when he got into the race car stuff. They work on the car and stuff. But I was more into actually working on the car. I learned more about the cars working and hanging out around them than I did over there. Because that was my stick. I love working on cars with my dad and stuff. Like I said, he taught me to be independent, so I was more of a tomboy. So yeah, I hung out more with my neighbors working on the cars and stuff. I can't. I wish I could, Steve. But like I said, my depression has gotten so bad, my anxiety has gotten so bad that it's it's like a quick trip into to grab something in the store and I'm going, and that little bit of 15, 20 minute time, 30 minutes time that I'm in that store, I'm on edge the whole time. So I try not to go down any aisle that has anybody on it as best I can. It's gotten really bad. You know, I would rather sit in my vehicle in 100-degree weather than go sit inside of a fast food restaurant in air condition because I can't handle the people, the crowds. Oh, I know there's decent men. Like I say, everybody that's talking, I don't see y'all that way. I've never seen that from y'all. So, and I'm not saying it's not. I'm not labeling every man the same, but it, it's it's just getting bad with the getting when you get together. You know, I get it, but there's a time. You gotta know when to stop. You gotta know when to move on and and go to a new joke. So otherwise, like I said, you're just gonna lose your women that they are following you because eventually they're gonna get tired of it. They may not ever say anything, but they're going to get tired of it. And then it's all just going to be you and that man, those men up there. And it's not going to be fun doing it when you don't have any women in the chat. I've already noticed there's not many women that goes in the buddy stream anymore. There's only a handful that goes into Ricky's. Because people are tired of it. But I did have a song for that because he got all excited thinking it was all about him. And I just want to let him know, hey, Ricky, it wasn't all about you. It's about just general everything. Like I said, just maybe think about what I've been saying, Ricky, because you're not like that in real life. But yeah, I made a song for him. Here you go.
This ain't about you, Ricky. Oh, Ricky, you love to steal the scene, but this time, my friends, you're not in between. You crave the spotlight, the cheers, the fame, but guess what, Ricky? This ain't your game. You strut around like it's your show, but it's time, it's time to go. I'm dangerous, strong, too bold to break, so step aside, Ricky, for your own sake. Fuck up, Ricky, this ain't about you. I'm rising up, breaking through. You want the spotlight, you can't handle me. I'm dangerous, strong, can't you see? You think you're slick with your charming style, but I've been watching and I see that smile. You thrive on attention, can't get enough, but you're not ready for me, I'm way too tough. You had your moment, you had your fun, but the real battle's only just begun. I'm not backing down, I'm taking the lead, and your attention's the last thing I need. Fuck up, Ricky, this ain't about you. I'm rising up, breaking through. You want the spotlight, you can't handle me. I'm dangerous, strong, can't you see? Oh, Ricky, you don't get it, you can't compete. I'm running this race and you're feeling the heat. I've got the power, the strength, the drive, and you can't stop me, I'm fully alive. Fuck up, Ricky, this ain't about you. I'm rising up, breaking through. You want the spotlight, you can't handle me. I'm dangerous, strong, can't you see? Take a step back, let go of your pride. This isn't your moment, it's my time to ride. I'm dangerous, strong, bold and free, and Ricky, you'll never be able to handle me. You think you're slick with your charming style, but I've been watching and I see that smile. You want the spotlight, you can't handle me. I'm dangerous, strong, can't you see? Oh, think you're slick with your charming style, but I've been watching and I see that smile. You want the spotlight, you can't handle me. I'm dangerous, strong, can't you see? I'm dangerous, strong, can't you see?
I just wanted to put that out there. It wasn't all about you, Ricky. It really wasn't. I just made it sound like it. Because you're just one example, but there's many, many people out there that does it and acts like you. And like I wish a couple of people would have came up because I like to know why women don't say more. I do too, and I love it, especially because if you go back and look at all of them, they're actually every song I've made has a part of my heart in it, even though I use AI to help create it. I tell the AI what I want. So every song, pretty much, even the ones I take off and it seems just like goofy songs, I still put my heart into them. So every one of those songs I do, you're getting a piece of who I am in every one of them. Whether I'm messing around and joking with somebody or using something they keep saying over and over, like Joe. I turned his who likes a German sausage or his stick on the music show into a song. Our joke with him about the skin flute, I turned it into a song. So, but I just like I said, if you start getting to the point like that, I won't unsubscribe from people, but I won't. You won't hardly see me around because I just it gets to me, and to sit and watch the women that the jokes about and not say anything when it's over and over and over again. It's I get it. A lot of them likes to do the drama and they're doing it on their own panels, but it's got to stop. Like I said, Ricky's not that way in real life. He really isn't. And you can deny it all you want. Call me names, because I know you are. But I just wish some people would listen. And I don't know that really the answers into it. That's why I was hoping I'd get some panelists. So, but because I like to know some of the answers to some of those questions. I really would. You're gonna like the one coming out at 8. Actually, it's already dropped, Keith. That was Thrash Thrash Ponds inspired it with a comment he made on the previous song. So, who's that? What's
Howdy,
up?
howdy.
How
I don't
you
have
doing?
any answers, but it's a really good question.
Have you ever been in that situation?
I've sat and watched some shit that made my stomach hurt.
No, I like to know why women put up with it.
So would I. I found that grabbing a hold of my own sexual energy, my own persona, my own power, that direction, and owning it myself, shut a lot of that shit down.
On your panels?
Yeah, I mean, if you're, I don't know, maybe I'm just used to being just a big old Sasquatch or something. I'm not sure.
I let it go once for a little bit, but then I'll bring it back to reality, you
Yeah,
know. But like I said,
I'm all for flipping the script.
occasional jokes once in a while, but not when it's sitting up there for 20 minutes to an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and that's all it is sexualizing any woman that comes in the chat. That's, and I do, like I said, the question is, why do women allow it for that long?
I don't know. I know that in an abusive relationship, I've got experience with that. You stay and you stay and you stay way longer than you should stay, and you need to go and all
Yeah,
that. And I'm just having to guess that it's got something to do with that. Like if we're already damaged, if we're already damaged, um, in our personal relationships, like maybe that bleeds over so that whenever guys are being inappropriate out in the real world or on YouTube, which is the real world, actually, people, maybe then we're we're kowtowing. We just bow our heads and take it because that's what we're used to, or we're afraid
What
to speak up because we'll be labeled, you know, obnoxious or big mouth or
or
whatever.
or triggered or Karen or
Right, right,
feel
right. Would
letting their
they
feelings,
right?
you know,
Yeah.
you know, yeah. I just wanted to welcome Randy in. He's from what I see, he's not that way either. He doesn't act like that. I haven't seen him act like that on panel.
I mean, I popped into a chat this morning, yesterday morning, whenever it was. It's one that I see titles for all the time, but I haven't been in there in, over a year. And I popped in and they didn't recognize my name. And that was okay. I left them some boopies, like I do. But then I realized they were all sitting up there, I couldn't see them, but I could tell. They're sitting there in their tidy whities or their loosey gooseys or whatever you want to call them, and no shirts. And they're just going, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm getting the what out of here right now. I, I just left. I don't go around places where it's uncomfortable. I don't have to be any place where I'm uncomfortable.
Well, I know. I have not either. I don't like that crap either. I don't get why it's so hard to put a shirt on.
I know, and to just not seem like you're sitting in your dirty underwear.
Or if you're gonna be sitting without a shirt on, turn your cam off.
Camera.
You know, nobody really knows except a few people knows for the last year when I go on a panel, my cam's off. Because one reason, especially during the summer, I'm sitting in a sports bra.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I mean,
I was raised that the boys, the men, you didn't come out of your room with just your underwear on or
right.
your boxers or your tidy whities. You put a pair of shorts on. You don't come out in the living room with just shorts on either. You come in, you put a shirt on, and then you come out.
See, I was raised with just my mom and my sister and I. So there were no guys. I didn't know what the guy rules were. I was like scared of guys' underwear because I'd never had to be very close to it before. It was weird. So, so it's like I didn't even know that there were little rules like that. Like if a guy didn't have a shirt on, he just didn't have a shirt on, and that was
Well,
fine
we
back
didn't
then.
really
I
start.
didn't
My
know, but
dad,
now, as an old crotchety old woman, put your fucking shirt on.
yeah, my
Unless you're
stepmom.
Tom Hardy, put
That
your
was my
fucking shirt
stepmom.
on.
My stepmom's rule. It took my dad a while to get used to it, but then they talked and he understood and they worked together and he that's it went to a rule. The
Well, that's
boys
good.
would not come out with just shorts on or underwear. You put a shirt on and you were dressed when you came out of the bedrooms. You know, just like
Yeah.
she turned the rule into, if everybody, all the men would always complain about the seats being up, and
Hmm.
everything back and forth. Where she made it to the fact that okay, well, if the men's got to put the seat down, then why not just close the toilet all the way, even at the women? If you're going to the restroom, close the seat. Just completely close the seat. That way, both parties have to raise it.
You really should because when you flush it, it puts microized
Uh huh.
feces in the air. So you really should just close your toilet completely before you flush it, no matter who you are.
And then that whole argument about the
Is
men leaving
gone.
the toilet seat up would, yeah, it'd be gone. Women wouldn't be falling in the toilet when they went to the bathroom, or men
Yeah.
leaving the seat down when they pee. You wouldn't be sprinkling on the seat. You just be raising the seat
Yeah. I
automatically.
mean, And that's a rule that my uncle came up with way back, way, like when I was 15 or something. I lived with my aunt and uncle for a minute, and it was the first time I'd ever lived with guys in the house
Right.
that I could remember. And that was the rule he made, and that's before we even knew about aerosolized shit.
Uh-uh. Yeah, my stepmom was brought in a lot of rules that we had to get accustomed to, but they all made sense. It was all respect for each
Well, that's
other.
lovely.
They were all respect for each other. Except for the one.
That is.
I still to this day don't like her. It's basically standing when you were really down and out or being depressed. She make you stand in front of a mirror and said, "Look out, world, here I come."
Well,
A
she
little
was
crazy about
trying real hard there, but
that.
yeah,
I didn't like that one,
yeah.
but she was the
You,
first
you, you
person.
know, I give her her props for trying because a lot of people don't even do that. So,
Yeah, she was. She was really great. But I get it. A lot of people don't want to change, and especially the older they get, there it's really hard to get people to change. It's like teaching a old dog new tricks.
thing
You,
is that people know how to treat people correctly. They know when they're being
yeah,
assholes, and they're just being assholes because they get away with it. If we would,
exactly.
if we would teach our sons and check our husbands, you know what I'm saying? The men that women do have in their
They do.
lives,
Yeah, the
you know,
ones that do
those
have.
women would hold those men to account. Then those men would understand, and then they would recognize it. Like you were saying that's Ohio Steve, and I'm not saying anything bad about him. Trust me, I'm not. I'm not. But he did. He said he didn't see it. Well, yeah, that doesn't mean it didn't happen right in front of him, though.
Yeah, because
A lot of times they can't
did.
recognize what they're seeing because it seems just like normal, and it's
Yeah,
funny, but it's not funny. You know, like I said, I turn that shit around on them. I turn around and go, "Hey, little dick, what you doing?" You know?
I know I try to too, but sometimes I can't stay in there too long.
Yeah. I would only in defense of somebody that I cared about, would I stay in. I sat there and watched what I basically call a grape, you know, and I don't mean the fruit, but I basically watched this chick get cyber grape, and she just sat there and just kept letting them say the stuff that they were saying, and I just sat there with my mouth open, and I'm typing as furiously and angrily as I can, and and then I'm just like, she's just staying there. And I don't know why she stayed there. I'm sure she had her motivations that I don't know about. Um,
So
but
that's why
it
I
just blew
like
my
to know
mind.
why. I like to know
Yeah,
why.
I
Why
would too.
I would
Why don't
after
we think that we're worthy of respect? Because we're being told all the time how we're inferior and we should submit and all this other
uh
crap.
yeah. And if you notice a lot of the men that do it, they're single. They don't have women.
Oh, geez, I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I got a man treat me so good. He hooked me from across the ocean.
You know, Doc wasn't perfect, but he definitely didn't carry it on like people claimed. You know, if he went stepped over the line like they claimed he did that one time, he came right back and apologized. But people couldn't
See,
let it
that's
go,
being a grown up. That's being a grown up.
you know. And that's
Realizing
why I
that you've
love
hurt
him.
somebody, whether it's something you're used to doing, something you find normal or not. If you hurt somebody, you should apologize. Gosh, maybe stop doing the damn thing. I don't know.
You know, he always, and especially once I started talking to him, he was really more aware of it. So, but yeah, I miss Doc so much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
I
just
know,
like I
sweetie.
said, I don't know. All right, Randy, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be on, so but I just wanted to do because I know it's dear to my heart, and I had to address it. And like I said, I made it sound like it's gonna be all about Ricky, and yes, I promoted it that way. But
I
I knew
really
none
was
of them.
looking forward to
I
seeing
knew
some
not.
girls come up here and say some stuff.
I knew they weren't though. I knew they weren't. It
Because I
really.
have zero. The only experience I've got with Rick is going, "Ooh, Rick's on the panel. I'm leaving." That's about all I got.
Well, that's why I don't know if you saw the last Friday. You know, he came up last Friday. And I said before I even dropped the overlay or brought him up, I said, "You gonna behave?" And then I brought him up.
What's
So
the
he
point of
can't,
even asking that?
you know, because I do the fun stuff. I do the fun drama. If people are willing to go back and forth with each other, I'm cool with it. As long as you don't go too far and get nasty and stuff, that's fine. But I don't do that. I don't want all that bickering and back and forth and shit. I want more healthy debates.
You
Talk
know,
things
how
out.
about if you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem?
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
And
You know,
otherwise, drama is just ringing a gong. It's not helping anything. It's not proving anything. It's not. It's not improving anything. It's just nothing but garbage and heartache and meanness. Hateful. Just hateful. I
yep.
don't like it. That's why I don't go to the places that have the SHYT.
Speaking of that, there's
That's
a song. There's another song drop on that on Friday.
not cool. I was just hoping you'd play that Snarky and Danny song. That's the best.
Oh,
Love
hold
that.
on. Ooh, you know what? I don't think I have it on the phone anymore. I would have to download it.
Oh, okay. Well, I just really liked it. I really, 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 really
If
liked
you
it.
don't know, she's talking about there's a song drop. It's called Snark and Sass versus Danny. I think it was Tuesday when it dropped.
It's the best. And it did look like we were going to end up butting heads, didn't it? I think we actually did butt heads, and then we realized both of
That,
us got really hard heads, and so now we're just friends.
all I know, if it ever does happen, I'm gonna build the Jello ring, and it has to happen right here. And I'm taking bets, and my bet's on Snark and Sass.
Yeah, yes, yeah, yes.
So if there is ever a real showdown, my bets is gonna happen right here on the therapy circus. And my
That's
bets,
right. If it's going to happen anywhere, it's happening here.
because the therapy circus is up and coming. It's gonna take off one of these days because people like a little bit of drama and they like a little bit of it's real too. Just like
Yeah,
I'm gonna have, you know,
like getting down to some brass tacks and some actual functioning advice
like
and maybe solutions to some of these problems. I like the
yep,
tack that you're taking. That's why I'm here.
yep. Like I said, I got a
Otherwise,
bunch
I
of,
would just be not here.
and I'm hoping I can get some of that anti auditors and stuff coming up on the panels next week because we got a lot of good topics for
Boy,
both auditors and anti-auditors are going to want to address. We're
I,
not going
I,
to fit. We're not going to fight. We're not going to bicker. We're going to healthy
when
debate.
I got type little boots and tongues into the chat, I will. I can't help it.
Well, like I said, I got some good topics coming up. We're going to discuss the violence in America and the
Oh,
impact on the cops, why there's so much violence on cops. And actually
She's
got some clips.
not nearly as much as they deserve.
Yeah, there should be, in my opinion, there really should be a lot more violence on cops because I went
Then
with
maybe
kind
they'd
of,
freaking listen.
I was looking through Lackluster the other night where I got some of the clips for the show on Monday, and some of the things that I saw him put out, really honestly, some of them deserved a lot more violence. The stuff that they do. But we'll get into that on Monday.
Yeah, I have to come in here wearing a different suit.
And then we'll come discuss
Monday? Okay.
Monday's violence in America and or the Ring of Fire and the violence on impact on police. So share it out if y'all want. Please let people know what it's going to be about because, like I said, I would like to have both sides talking about it, whether it's in the chat or jump up on panel to discuss it. Either way, whatever makes people comfortable. But I would like to see a lot of people discussing it as human beings, not as drama folk.
I guess you just need to keep your finger on the mute buttons, huh?
Yeah, and people know I will mute you or I will drop you if you start trying to talk over somebody. There's a few people who have gets to be able to talk until they're finished, and then if I don't know you that well, you know wait till the person finishes because I will mute you and I will interrupt. So I want a chill panel, like we did. We had people up Monday and we all respected each other. When there was no talking, we had decent conversation, discussed the co-host and the impacts on both real life and YouTube, and so, and like I said,
But yeah, I need to go back and check out the channel of Zuzi.
Zarzus is actually awesome. I love Zarzus. So,
They sure got a way of making a first impression, don't they?
do what?
Hmm.
And then,
I,
like I said, on Wednesday, next Wednesday, we're going to be discussing the impact of ethics and morals versus laws.
mm,
And
mm.
so that should also be a good topic.
I don't know. That one sounds crazy.
It can get chaotic, and I'm sure a lot of people have some input on that because ethics and morals fight and combat
is arbitrary
combat
for the most
laws a
part,
lot of times.
and the laws are arbitrary as fuck most of the time.
Mm-hmm. And I see a lot. That's a lot of the anti-auditors. They go more on the ethics side of things and the morals, what's right instead of what's legal. And then the other times it's more what's legal and forget what's right.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's laws that go against what's right, and there's laws that goes against there's ethical laws that goes against what's legal.
And there's prosecutors and judges that go against the laws because they aren't worried about it.
Yeah.
People getting convicted of stuff that either wasn't against the law or wasn't what they did, just because somebody's got a big mouth and is obnoxious. I'm sorry, people. Guess what? Having a big obnoxious mouth, being loud, not illegal.
Yeah, that's not illegal. Sometimes though, there is a line where you should cross, and I always try to tell people, they cross the line because you have to stay professional. The whole point is to get people to watch and learn. And if they're getting offended and getting pissed, they're not listening to you. You know,
It
so those
takes
are,
every single different kind of people and example, because it doesn't matter if you cross somebody's arbitrary freaking line. You know,
well, that's
speaking
just
as
it.
somebody who's got cop induced trauma and my PTSD comes out, I start spittering and sputtering and cussing, and there's not a
Oh, I
whole lot I
know.
can do about it.
I do the
You
same thing.
know? Oh my gosh, she plays stupid
Everyone,
game, get stupid prizes.
everyone
Oh,
has that crossing
dipshit.
that push that point where they can be pushed. Everyone does. It doesn't matter whether they're holding a camera or not. Everyone has that line, and everybody seems to push that line here lately. But we'll get into that next Wednesday.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say,
we'll get into that
there's
next
gonna be
Wednesday.
some stuff. There's gonna be some stuff.
So that's what I'm hoping. I'm trying to promote it the best I can, and I'm hoping I have people from both sides that watch, and I'm hoping that there'll be some that will jump up on the panel or at least have some
Yeah,
opinions in chat. So
yeah. Explain how getting shot in the face is the correct punishment for having window tint that was too dark.
yeah,
Explain that.
I'm gonna try to find videos for both sides on both topics. So, but like I said,
I think that you are doing a
it's not
wonderful job.
it's not all drama. It may start off with drama, or it may have some drama in it mixed in, and don't. But I do have an outline, people, for the therapy circus. So I do have a show outline that I try to stay into. Didn't do
I'm real
too much.
proud of you, Keeves.
So, but we're up and coming, and I am gonna stick with this one, and I am gonna take over. Shit show, watch out, 'cause the therapy circus is coming for you. And that's all I'm
Mm,
gonna
mm, mm,
say.
mm, mm.
You can ignore us as much as you want right now, but I'm just saying, we ain't going away. The therapy circus is coming. We're taking
Definitely plenty of people that are sick of a lot of the bullshit on the tubes.
I'll give you a little bit of the drama, but it ain't gonna get the way it was, 'cause my power mods, they know. Randy's one of them. Randy's a power mod. He knows the rules. Nothing that violates terms of service, and no pedos or pedo supporters are ever allowed to say, put an eyeball in either chat. They can watch all they want, but they're not going to talk. That's all I say. If I see any of them in anybody's channels, you better hope I don't have a wrench, because you're gone. You know, I'm very protective. Once someone becomes a danger family, they're danger family for life. So, did I lose you?
No,
But yeah, maybe I'll
did
put
you?
a community post up about this question and see if I can't get some answers. Maybe we can get some answers on a community post. So they can
You
come
know,
in.
it could have something to do with just how backbiting, backstabbing, and hateful people get if you do stand up and say something they don't like.
Yeah,
It could just be the mean streets of YouTube causing people
yeah,
to take a bunch of abuse.
and
Ain't
that's
that great?
yeah, and that's it. That is a big part of it. People don't want to stand up anymore because they're no, if they offend somebody with their comment, because not everybody can be tactful about their comments.
Hmm? No, they don't have to be.
So not a lot of people know how to address people because they got to that point and they're so upset and they're so mad that they just say it, and it
Yep.
always comes back because you got people on the tubes that just,
Mm-hmm.
if they don't like what you're gonna say, or if you piss them off, they will not just attack you on the YouTube. They'll attack you in the real life. They'll attack your family in real life. And then you gotta have people that can stand up and know what to do to go after you and give you a taste of what you give to others just for being honest because they express what they said and how they feel.
Mm-hmm.
So just remember, if you don't be afraid to address somebody, because there is people out there who got your back. Somebody
Yep.
starts attacking you, you're gonna get protective as long as you stay true to your character. Don't stoop to their level.
Oh, it's so hard not to, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really hard, but you gotta stay true to your character. You gotta
Yeah.
do it the right way. You gotta do it the legal way. And that's why I stay clear of Huckleberry, because you don't want to piss her off. You really don't. And you don't want to piss off people she considers friends. You go attacking people she considers a friend because you got mad over what they said, and she gonna give you back what you gave to them. It's just that simple. Bullies get bullied.
Mm. And trolls make you feel real small when you're wrong.
Yep, the wrong ones, the wrong trolls. Yeah,
I changed my picture, you know.
I look like that nightbot I used on one of my videos. On one of my videos, yelling at the people because they didn't subscribe to Chance.
Tell you, folks need to be careful because sometimes the funny ones were born under bridges too.
Mm-hmm. And it's like this morning, I was trolled this morning, or I was in a channel, and we actually had a piece of shit troll, and she ended up getting timed out, or pretend to be she. I don't know who it was. It was a sock account. But the person that timed her out, we started kind of bantering back and forth, threatening to have me hurt and stuff. And that's a friendly troll, because we banter back and forth like that. That's our joke and
Ah,
everything. That's acceptable because it doesn't affect me because I know it's a joke. But when you're doing it to somebody that never seen you, it's a totally different story. You can't
mm-hmm.
go that far with people you don't know. You have to get to know them before you can do stuff like that.
Well, I'm a fierce friend. I know you are too.
I think I've messed around in your chats a few times.
I know you
I think I've trolled in your chat, but it's a friendly troll.
It's all good.
I'm waiting
It's
though
all
on Keith
good.
one day. Keith is gonna get tired of me one day. He's gonna time me out in Corey's. I just know it. But I'm trying to teach him not to read everybody's comments, Keith. I'm sorry. I'm trying to teach him. Don't read everybody's comments. Maybe read them, but don't read them out loud.
And there are the little things that we learn, aren't there?
I taught Chance not to read everybody's comments out loud. He
He's
doesn't do
doing much
it.
better.
He doesn't do it now. Yeah. It's a friendly troll though. That is a friendly troll. That's trying to teach newbies to be better on their channel. That's trying to help. That's but I'm waiting. Keith's gonna time me out one day, I know it. He's gonna give me a timeout. I don't
It's
know.
a it's a wild, wild world that we're living in here in the future.
Uh and it's all a matter of whether you want to stick to who you are or if you want to join in that crowd. So I do it to a
Well,
point, but I won't cross it. I
I
won't
find that
cross it.
drama, that evil, hateful drama, is in every community. It's not that
Mhm.
crowd. It's that behavior, and
Yep.
it's everywhere. And so many of the hateful drama people don't even know about the other hateful drama people because they're just coming from different communities. And it's sad. It's sad. It's sad enough we can't get along here in the world. You'd think that we'd at least be able to get along on the YouTubes. You get to choose every place that you're at and who's around you, you know?
Yep. You would think so, but if you think about it, really, it's what society wants. Society wants the bickering, the hollering back and forth. They want the gross sexualized images and all that. Look at TV, you know. The most popular things on TV are the TV shows, the talk shows. Jerry Springer, you know, Dr.
Back,
Phil.
yeah.
What's the other one? Steve Wilkos. He's got a freaking channel over on TikTok and he's millions because he's still giving people what they friggin' want.
Oh, I've got an unusual phone call, babe. I gotta go.
All right. I want to take off too, so
Love you.
I'm trying to keep it
Take
under
care.
two. Thanks for coming up. Appreciate the little bit of input. So, but just remember, people, and like I said, I see I got a lot of men in the chat, and from what I've seen, none of the men in my chat right now have acted that way. So I'm not saying it's all men, but there's, I'm sure you are, Joe. I'm sure you are. What Nightbot said, but so I'm definitely not saying it's all men, and I don't know the answers really for it, but I like to know why women put up with it. Is just exactly why, especially like Snark said earlier. You're basically getting panel raped on a panel, and you just sit there. Why? I couldn't just sit there. I would have to drop. I don't care if it makes me look like I got triggered or I rage quit. That's got to be a point to where women finally say enough's enough. I don't care if it looks like I rage quit, you know, and they continue on after I drop. I'd rather drop off and not hear it anymore. Maybe 9 out of 10 times they'll move on to something else if you drop. You got that once in a blue moon they won't, but just to sit there and listen to it over for 10, 15, 30 minutes to an hour, sometimes longer, it just don't make sense to me. I don't understand it. I just don't. And I'm going to put a question up on my community post. And I'm going to tag some people in it because I want to know the answer of why women particularly sit there and just listen to it over and over again. I just don't understand it. So, but we're going to go ahead and kill it. Like I said, I am going to do another short panel tomorrow talking about StreamYards. Be an interesting topic. I am looking into other platforms myself. But yeah, we'll do probably about an hour and a half or so stream tomorrow, same time, talking about StreamYards and everything. And remember, take a moment and remember the ones who we lost on 9/11. We all know what really truly happened and what was behind it and everything, but put that aside in your arguments tonight and just remember the people that were lost, because people did die. People did die. People were lost. No matter how you feel and what you believe about 9/11, people did lose their lives that day. So, appreciate everybody that came in. And like I said, the ones that came in, the guys, the men, y'all weren't the ones I was talking about because I haven't seen that from y'all. So maybe in your personal lives with your close friends, but that's you. That's personal. I don't know what you do, and I don't care. You don't bring it to the public YouTube streets, so I'm good. You good with me. So love everybody and hope to see you tomorrow on the Therapy Circus, 7 o'clock or 7:05. Hopefully I won't be late. But 7:05 tomorrow night. And then, like I said, Monday we have the encore music on Saturday with rebroadcasting of special guest Mizzy Max's from past stream on Saturday night. So if you like music, come check it out. Like I said, I didn't put much up there, but we did play some. I got a good lineup of some new artists, so you might find somebody you like and enjoy. But yeah, and I hope to see y'all tomorrow right here on the Therapy Circus. And like I said, I'm coming for you. I'm taking your shit show. Thank you and good night.
Falls. The show's come to an end. Keebler Danger's wrapped it up, but we'll meet again. From conflicts resolved to the laughs we've shared, it's been a wild ride and we know you care. We've seen the highs and the lows, the laughter and tears. With every twist and turn, we've conquered our fears. As we say goodbye, remember the night. With Keebler Danger, everything felt right. Good night from the Therapy Circus, where the stories came alive. With Keebler Danger at the helm, we thrived. Until we meet again, keep the memories bright. Thanks for joining the circus, and to all a good night. We face the drama, and we face the truth. With every story told, we've shared the proof. So here's to the moments, the laughter and pain. Keep the danger signing off till we meet again. We've made it through the circus, we've had our say. With heartfelt goodbyes as we end the day. Until the next episode, keep your spirits high. Keep a dangerous farewell, well it's not goodbye. Good night from the Therapy Circus, where the stories came alive. With Keebler Danger at the helm, we thrived. Until we meet again, keep the memories bright. Thanks for joining the circus, and to all a good night. danger at the helm we thrived. Keep a danger until we meet again, keep the memories bright. Thanks for joining the circus, and to all a good night. Keep a danger at the table, they drop their life. Good night from the therapy circus, where the stories came alive. We keep the danger at the helm we thrive, until we meet again, keep the memories bright. Thanks for joining the circus, and to all a good night. Good night from the therapy circus, where the stories came alive. With Keebler danger at the helm we thrived. Keep a danger at the hand till we meet again, keep the memories bright. Thanks for joining the circus, and to all a good night. Keep a danger at the table, we drop the line. Good night from the therapy circus, where the stories came alive. With Keebler danger at the helm we thrived. Keep a danger at the hand till we meet again, keep the memories bright. Thanks for joining the circus, and to all a good night.